I'm going to get emotional.
Hello. Hey, I think we're live. Okay. Hey, everybody, welcome. This is our live tour. My name is Brady. You can see it up on your screen there. I'm an enrollment advisor, so my job here is to hang out with you guys today, take you on a tour of our campus, but also answer any questions you might have. That's why the college employs me, is to help people like yourselves get the answers that you need. So with that being said, welcome. I'll give a few minutes before we start heading out and about and touring so people can still get in here. I know we emailed a bunch of people, texted a bunch of people, so we'll give them a few minutes to join up. But a few housekeeping notes maybe before we start. This is live. This is not a pre-recorded tour by any means. If I trip, you're going to see me trip. If I fall, I mean, you guys will probably laugh as hard as I will if that happens, but hopefully it won't. If you have questions, though, this is on YouTube, so ask away. You can ask anything you like, and we can even put it up on the screen so everybody else can share or see, and that way we can answer your question live, and we can all see it. And if you're thinking it, you know, probably the biggest cliche of a classroom, if you're thinking of it, other people are too. So ask that question. No question is silly enough. And anyways, that's what I'm here for, is to help you through all that kind of stuff. We are at our main building, our south building it's called. This is where 98% of programs have courses. We do have a different campuses here at Lambton. We have our fire school. We're not seeing that today. We have our residence and event center. We won't be seeing that today. And then we also have our north building, which isn't used too much anymore, to be honest. But at some point, if you're a student at Lambton College in a domestic program full-time, you will have courses inside this campus. And this is where all our student services are too. So that's why it's good to know where this kind of stuff is. And we'll be seeing all that. We'll kind of do like a 40,000 foot perspective tour and show you all the hot spots, some of the hangout places. And if you are interested in certain programs, let me know, and we can make a point to go to those specific lab spaces. So, you know, if you are interested in millwright, we'll go check out the millwright labs. Otherwise, we might just brush by it, because there's a lot to see on this campus, and I don't want to keep you guys here for 3 hours, because, you know, might put you to sleep otherwise. But we will definitely be hitting all the services. We'll go to some of the lab spaces, at least the ones that I like to go to for popular programs. And then if you see something, or maybe you don't see something that you were hoping to, let me know, and we'll go to those spots too. Cool. Okay. And once again, this is live. We're on YouTube, so ask questions. We'll put them up on the screen. I'll answer them. Let me know what programs you're interested in. Let me know where you're at in the application process. Maybe you're still in high school and you're just checking this out for the first time, and that's awesome. This is a great way to do that. Cool. Okay. So to recap, we're in Sarnia. This is our main campus. This is where 98% of programs have courses at some point. This is the only building we're going to be seeing today, but this is by far our biggest building with all of our services, so it's important to see. My name is Brady Chambers. I'm an enrollment advisor, and I look after domestic applicants in particular. If you are an international student and you're watching this, thank you so much for joining. That's amazing that you're thinking about attending here. But I'm not the most knowledgeable in the international application process, so fair warning. I might not be able to answer your questions if you're an international student, but we can get you in contact with a team of people that can do that. So don't be afraid to ask those questions, but I'm mostly knowledgeable in our domestic application processes and domestic programs. That's what I'm trying to say here. Cool. Okay. Well, right now I'm in the Nova Chemicals Health and Research Center. This is one of the newest wings to our campus. It's one of the largest. It's home to some of our newest simulation labs, especially in our health building and our health programs, of course. So we're going to go see some of those now, and there might be classes going on. If there are, we won't be able to go in those labs, but we'll show you where they are and at least talk about them. I'm just going by our massage therapy lab space. This is called the clinic at Lambton. This is an easy one to show because we could just look through the window. But this is home to our massage therapy clinic. You can see it back there. It says the clinic. And the neat thing with this lab is it's fully functional as a massage clinic. So you can come in here, you can book an appointment. Students get hour-long massages for $10. You're not going to beat that price anywhere. There's hours posted outside the door. And then when you come in, it's just like an actual clinic setting. You have a little waiting room. You have the reception area here where they can book your appointment and receive you when you do come here for your appointment. And then when you're ready to go back, we have, I want to say 20-ish, maybe give or take one or two bed spaces and semi-private rooms back there that we can house a lot of different clients at one time, just like a real massage therapy clinic, because that's what this is. It is a fully functional massage therapy clinic for students, for staff, for public. The good news for our students is realistic experience in an actual massage clinic setting. And that helps them obviously be prepared for the workplace. It helps them count towards their hours, towards their R&T exam, and gets you prepared to hit the floor running, so to speak. We just went by the occupational therapy assistant lab. There's a class going on in there, so we won't be able to pop our heads in there today, unfortunately, but we do have an amazing occupational therapy assistant, physiotherapy assistant program, OPTA. It's the program code. It's a 2-year diploma, and the title, I love that program because the job title is kind of right in the name of it, occupational therapy assistant, physiotherapy assistant. That's one of the most in-demand job areas right now. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, I like health, I want to get a job in the health industry somewhere, you know, maybe nursing, maybe massage therapy. What's this thing called occupational therapy assistant, physiotherapy assistant? Well, that program will take you into the workplace very efficiently because there's a huge demand for workers in that area right now. We'll pop our heads inside this classroom because I get the question all the time when I do these tours of like, I'm in a business program, where am I going to be learning? And the answer is all sorts of places, but we will pop our heads in here to kind of show you what a normal classroom is like at Lambton. Awesome. So these are active learning studios. Going to do a little 360 tour here. This is a traditional classroom, a more normal classroom. We do have some other types, other styles of classrooms. We have active learning studios. We have more, I guess, regular classrooms that you can imagine when you're thinking about like a high school setting. But the good news is we're steering towards this design for all of our traditional lecture theory classes. And the nice thing with these rooms is we can convert from all sorts of different types of settings, from group mode, from test mode. We can put up these dividers that are on the wall over here and create a little cubicle space almost so that you have a private place to test. You don't have to worry about people like looking over your shoulder. And academic integrity is at the top of the priority list there. And then these walls behind me, this is an entire whiteboard. So we can get really intuitive and do like an entire lesson on the wall as the whiteboard, which is pretty neat. And of course we have projectors and those types of things. There's drop mics, outfit. Anyways, I can go on and on. It's a classroom. These are really fun places to learn in. The good news is you're going to have much healthier and more regular conversations inside your classes at Lambton as compared to listening to a lecture, you know, where the speaker is at the front of the room and you're one of 150 people watching that lecture at that moment. Our active learning studios, you're part of that conversation, and the room is designed to make you feel comfortable, to ask questions, to be involved in that conversation, and it works. It's a lot of fun. Okay, we're heading upstairs. So we're still in the Nova Chemicals Health and Research Center. We are going towards our more of our simulation spaces for some of our health programs and some of the student hangout spots. So we will see that in a few short seconds. Awesome. Okay, so I just found out that some of our titles aren't working, but that's okay. I'll tell you what the lab spaces are as we go up to them. If you have questions, yeah. Yes, okay, good question. So we aren't able to display YouTube comments right now, but I understand that somebody's asking about open house. Yep, totally, absolutely. November 20th, I think is the date. Correct me if I'm wrong, Justine. And just so everybody knows too, okay. 20th, 27th, it's on our website for sure, so check that out. But yeah, we do have a virtual open house coming up real soon. It's a super fun event. There's prizes, there's people like myself there to help you with any questions you want. We're gonna be doing live tours that day as well. The coordinators are out. That's one of the best parts about open house is you can talk to the program coordinator for your program. Anyways, I'm sure you know that if you're asking about it, you have a reason you want to come. And the good news is, yes, that is coming up pretty soon. So November 20th, 27th, one of those two dates. It's on our website. Go to our website if you want to see. Okay, this is the pharmacy technician lab. We won't pop our heads in there because you can see most of it from the window, which is pretty cool. But this looks just like a retail pharmacy because that's what it's set up to be a simulation space of. You can even see here, this is retail pharmacy. So we don't sell medicine over the counter, but our students get actual experience inside of a retail pharmacy setting by working inside that lab space. It looks just like something you would find at Rexall, you know, Shoppers, Hogan Pharmacy if you're local. Maybe that's not even like a chain, I don't know. But that's a fully functional retail pharmacy space, and we can run simulation classes like you're working inside of a retail pharmacy. But that's not the only type of pharmacy technician there is. You might work in a hospital setting, and we have a fully functioning hospital pharmacy. We also have a compounding room where pharmacists make medicine or convert medicines to different types. You might, for an example, you might have a young person who can't take pills. You know, the pill is too big for them, so we might be able to convert that pill to a lozenge or to a liquid. And we do that inside of our compounding room, which we will see in just a moment. Okay. So you see some students in action there. I'm not going to bug them by sticking my head in there. But right behind me, that door right there, that's our compounding room. Kind of see some students in action. They have their gallons and their headpieces there to make sure that they're in a sanitary environment. But that's the space where they make medicine from scratch, which is really cool to see in action. Okay, nursing. Okay, cool. So I understand somebody's asking about registration for open house. Should be open now, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it'll be really soon. I'm going to pull it up right now on my phone. So let's take a look together. lambtoncollege.ca. Okay, Justine's on the other end of the, she's an enrollment advisor like myself. She's helping us out with the production today. She just let me know that it's not live yet, but it should be very soon. So back in a week, let's say a week. If you don't hear back in a week, check our website out. If you don't see it in a week, shoot me an email. info@lambtoncollege.ca goes right to me. It's a nice, easy one to remember. Just info @lambtoncollege.ca. And let me know that you were at the live tour. You were asking about registering for open house, and I can get you hooked up with that registration link at that time, or at least let you know when it's going to land. But check back in a week. If it's not there by a week, let me know. Okay, we do want to see our nursing lab, and I think we can go in there. Let's find out. Hey, are there any classes going on right now? Okay, no worries. That's okay. Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right, so there is a class going on, so we won't be able to pop our heads in there, but we can see some of it from the window behind me, and you can specifically see Bay A, which is home to 12 semi-private hospital beds, set up the exact same way that you're going to find in a real hospital. This is our 42-bed simulation hospital space. It's one of the most unique, technologically advanced, and largest in the province. When it comes to nursing and health programs, this is an area where we excel because of the spot that I'm standing in right now, which is home to our simulation hospital pharmacy, that compounding room where you can see students doing their thing. This nursing lab, which is ultimately a teaching hospital, right behind me, 42 beds, 2 ICU units with ICU beds and equipment outfitted inside of those units. They're fully quarantined ICU beds and spaces. And then we have 3 bays of semi-private rooms, and all of the equipment is the exact same that's used in our Blue Water Health Network, which is home to the hospitals in our local area where many of our students complete their placement and gain employment afterwards. The advantage of that, of course, is when our students graduate, they just spent 2, 3, 4 years inside of our teaching hospital learning on the equipment that they're going to use when they're employed and on their placement. So it's a big advantage for our students. Our students do very well on their board exams, and they ultimately have a great time learning in an actual hospital space, right down to the headboard. So you have your bed, you know, that's where you as a patient, hopefully not, but you never know, might be inside that bed, and then right above you is your headboard, and that has like oxygen and a vacuum line and power and a call button for your nurse. We have that exact same setup in every single one of our beds. That's the same as Blue Water Health. So it's really cool to see in action. Many of the beds are outfitted with a human simulated mannequin. They're mannequins that act the same as a patient might, so they can talk, you can inject them, you can pull their blood, you can even give them medicine, and they give you feedback of like, oh, my stomach hurts, or all sorts of stuff like that. It's really cool to see in action. They're downright creepy, but downright cool at the same time. They do everything but get up and walk around. So when it comes to you as a nurse, administering care to a real person, this is as close as you can get. And when you're learning, what better place to make a mistake than on a mannequin that can reboot than a patient that might sue you? You know, so that's a pretty fun factor. Okay, I will point out here real quick, paramedic lab. I don't want to show them on camera too much. Our paramedic program is one of the top in the province. It's one of our most popular. It's one of our biggest programs, and that's because we have an extremely high success rate on the exam, the aptitude test, if you will, of paramedics who need to be certified to become paramedics. So when you graduate a program like ours, you have to go out. You have to then complete an assessment to be certified as a paramedic, and then you can be hired as a paramedic. That assessment we are extremely successful at. Last year we were 100% graduation rate and placement rate, so very good news. Anyways, paramedic, one of our top programs by far, and that's the lab space where they learn. If you were keen, you might have noticed the ambulance. Okay, I'm just peeking inside of our apartments here, making sure there's no classes going on, and I don't think there is. Okay, yeah, I think we're safe. Cool. Okay, good stuff. So this is an apartment, bedroom, bathroom, living room, and we use this for all sorts of different programs. Personal support worker for in-home care, paramedic for rescue missions, police foundations, protection, security, investigation, and potentially even border sciences for forensic study, where we can set this up like a crime space, and our students have to come in and investigate what might have happened. For paramedic, we do rescue missions out of here, like I mentioned. So we'll set up a scenario where maybe there's somebody collapsed in the kitchen, and our paramedics have to come in and rescue that person. For personal support worker, they learn how to take care of patients in their home, living every day using lift assist devices and living assist devices like what we can find in the bathroom here. So very realistic. There we go. Bathroom's not functioning, FYI. It's for learning only. Don't be the person to test that. Okay, and then we have our other apartment. We have two of them. You can see this is outfitted with some paramedic gear here right behind me. There's a gurney and a whole bunch of equipment that I certainly don't know a lot about, but I know it's going to save someone's life potentially. There's more equipment over here. And fun fact, we can use these cabinets as whiteboards. So it's still a learning space, but a simulation apartment nonetheless. Bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, everything that you would find in an apartment setting. Okay, so I kind of alluded to it already, but you might find if you're in a paramedic program, you might be on one of those missions where you have to go into that apartment and rescue someone. Awesome. So you get the call, someone's had a heart attack. You have to go in there, you have to get them out of that apartment. Then you have to bring them to the ambulance, which is inside this lab that we just saw. Good stuff. You travel to the hospital, you're a paramedic, you're taking your care of. Okay, welcome back. Hi, hopefully you're still here. This is a great time to mention, because I didn't at the beginning, we may drop connection. That happens. There's a lot of different access points in the school. And as I move between access points, think about them like routers. Sometimes I drop connection and then we rejoin. So thank you for sticking it out and staying around. And we are back, we're back up and running. Okay, so I was talking about a interdisciplinary learning experience. But really what that means is we do mass simulations between all of our health programs at Lambton. It's a ton of fun. So we talked about how a paramedic student might be in that apartment. They rescue the patient who had a heart attack. They bring them into their ambulance, which is right inside this room here. And then they travel to the hospital. Oh. Not coming to yell at me? Okay, good stuff. So they travel to the hospital, then they drop that patient off inside of our hospital. Nurses, students bring that patient into their care, just like in real world. And then the nurses put potentially a call into our pharmacy technician students to get medicine to that patient that was just dropped off by the paramedics. Big happy family. We also incorporate occupational therapy assistant, physiotherapy assistant, PSW into those experiences. But in real life, if you're a paramedic, you might have to go into someone's apartment and rescue them and take them out and travel to the hospital with them, of course. And you're going to learn that inside of a real ambulance. And then as a nurse, you're going to have paramedics dropping patients at your feet. You're going to experience that inside of our programs because we run those simulations. And that's one of the reasons why we built this entire building, is to run those mass simulations. Okay, so we're just walking past our gymnasium here. This is one of the largest in the province, seats 1,200 people just there over. We have a 208-inch LED Jumbotron. We have a broadcast booth where we can stream games and activities to the internet or to TV if we need to. And it's open for recreation hours. So if you just want to toss the ball around in between classes, like some of these guys are doing, see them down there, you can do that. Hop in there, play some basketball in between class if you want, or after class. Recreation hours are posted. Let them know what kind of equipment you need, and they will hook you up with that. Okay, so we're just walking past the therapeutic recreation lab, but we use that for a few different paramedic, which you'll see behind me. See some paramedic students back there doing their thing. And we're going to go into the fitness center. Cool. All right, so we're just going to have a round about the fitness center here. Good stuff. Okay, so I just want to show it off real quick, and then we'll talk about it outside the door here. Awesome. So there's a lot of people working out in there. I don't want to disturb them. Nobody wants to be on camera when they're sweaty. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to be photographed when I'm in the gym. Not that that ever happens, but so we won't be going through the whole fitness center, but we do have videos and pictures on our website about it. However, I can tell you that's one of the nicest fitness centers in the city. If you're going to be a student at Lambton and you have a membership connection to come back, drop that membership because you have access to our fitness center. Oh, come on. Okay, this is a hairy spot. I'm going to hold still so we can talk about the fitness center. I was saying if you're a Good Life member, Planet Fitness member, and you're going to be a student at Lambton, drop that membership because you have access to that fitness center. It has some of the most expensive equipment in the city. Like our treadmills, for example, are banded. They're not a traditional tread, and they're super comfortable. They have thick rubber mats on them. They're also very expensive. They're like $14,000, $15,000 a piece. When you go to Good Life or Planet Fitness, those are like $8,000 or $9,000. So that tells you the story of the equipment that we have in that space for you to use as a student, and you get access to all of it as a student at Lambton College. We have a circuit training room, we have a weight room, we have a cardio space, and we even have a private training studio. And here we go. I don't know what's going on with the internet in this spot, where we have yoga classes and fitness classes that you can take part in. There's also a personal trainer built into the wall on the computer where you can pull up a workout like a spin class, hire a virtual trainer, pops up on the TV and the sound system, you pull out a spin bike, you do your spin class just like you hired a personal trainer for that spin class anytime you want, then you put the equipment back when you're done. Pretty sweet. Okay. So I do want to, maybe it doesn't work for that. Okay, we do have another fitness center. So that's right behind me. Normally I can get access to that. I don't know what's going on right now. But this fitness space we use for program-specific training. So there's lots of equipment inside there. As a police foundation student, as a firefighting student, perhaps as a sports and rec student, you might find that you have some classes where you have to work out. And we have a space to do that without having to fight for equipment with students that are just trying to do their thing. All right, so we're going on a bit of a walk now. If you guys have any questions, let me know. We're heading towards the cafeteria space, and we are going to walk there right now. So let me know if you have any questions. This is a good time because we're just kind of hanging out otherwise. Yeah, totally. Okay, good point. So we are hosting in-person tours again. Should mention that because it's a great opportunity for you to come do this in real life. And the nice thing with doing it in real life, of course, is you get to see the campus, you get a feel for where things are, but we can also tailor it for you. So let's say you're a nursing student, we can go spend some time in that nursing lab and spend the bulk of the tour in that space, you know, as compared to the technology wing where you might not have classes. So we can really customize that tour for you. Those are starting up very soon. I think next week, really. Nope. Okay, we're good. Internet back. So starting next month, we will be having in-person tours again every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. You can sign up on our website, come hang out with me for a couple hours. We'll show you about, we'll talk about the school, we'll talk about the application process, show you where your classes might be, and really get you that experience that you might be missing on one of these virtual tours. Okay, so the good news is we can't go into a lot of labs because there's lots of students on campus, which, you know, compared to last year is a good thing. But the bad thing is we can't see these labs right now. So we'll show off this one here. This is the organic chemistry lab. Lights are off at the moment, but you can see behind me, it looks just like, you know, a CSI type lab. So if you're in a program like chemical lab technologist, chemical production power engineering, when it comes to those courses where you're going to have to learn chemistry and lab work, these are spaces where you can. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to head down towards the cafeteria because for internet. Okay. Wow. We're going to wait for the internet to catch up. Holy guacamole. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, I think we're coming back. Things are ramping up a little bit here. So as I mentioned, as I move about the school, we're hopping between different access points. And as we move between those points, things get a little hairy for a second, but once the internet picks back up, there's no issues whatsoever. So we're in the upper cafeteria right now. It's mostly seating up here. You can see around me, lots of seats. And then we do have a Tim Hortons on campus. It's right behind me there. So if you want to grab a coffee in between class, there's a Tim Hortons here. If you are staying in residence and you have a meal plan, or if you just have a meal plan because you chose to buy one, your meal plan does work there too. So, CC lounge closed. Okay, I'm gonna try and get in there. We're gonna go see the SAC space. Hey, how you doing? Just gonna show off SAC if that's cool. Just walking through the SAC offices and into the lounge. So this is our student administrative council space. This is your space as a student. Lots of places to hang out. You got couches all around. We got TVs with PlayStations on them. This is a chill out zone. This is a hangout zone here for you. All around me, you can see just hangout spaces because that's what this is all about. Those TVs there, you can hop on them, play some PlayStation if you like. The SAC offices, I should mention, SAC is Student Administrative Council. It's a council of students that are here to advocate for other students and the like. But if you want to run for a council position, let's say you want to become class president or you want to run as treasurer, whatever it might be, these are positions that you can gain as a student while at Lambton that look amazing on your resume, are a great way to meet people, sometimes get paid to do that type of job. The class president or the student hello? Oh, the student president will get their own office on campus. So if you want your own office on campus with your name on the door, run for class president or student president, and that's an awesome position to put on your resume. You would do that in the offices right behind me. When we walked in, that's where you would purchase a locker this year. So if you want to get a locker on campus, it's $50 for the year, I think it is. So that's both semesters. You can choose where it is, but just keep in mind, you can purchase a locker, of course. Okay, we're just gonna head down to the Lion's Den, which is our school pub. Awesome. I don't think anybody's here. Cool. Okay. So this is our school pub, Lion's Den. Once again, place to hang out. They serve amazing food. They do serve alcohol. There's a bar behind me there. You don't have to be drinking age to coming out here. Of course, you do have to be drinking age for them to serve you alcohol. But the food is amazing. It's a great price. They have games, TVs, music. On the last Thursday of every month, they have some kind of different event, like a pub night of some kind, DJs, bands, hypnotists, comedians. There's pool, snacks, food, drinks, music. It's a pub, it's a bar. You want to hang out on campus, this is one of the most popular spots to do that. And like I said, their food's really, really good. I always grab lunch when I can here. Okay, we're heading back upstairs, so then we can go down to the main cafeteria. Awesome. Cool. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. A little bit of running around. We're seeing lots of stuff. It's definitely not a quick tour by any means because there's a lot to see on this campus. But like I mentioned, if you want to see something specific, like a certain program area, let me know and we can show you that. Good stuff. Okay, we're gonna head downstairs to the main caf area. Hey. All right, so we're heading towards the ground level. And this is home to the Marketplace Cafe. Right behind me, there we go. Marketplace Cafe, that's where 95% of your meals are gonna come from if you're staying on campus in residence, for example. They have pizza, salad bar, soup bar, ready-made sandwiches. There's different daily specials on the left-hand side. There's a burger spot. There's also another Tim Hortons inside that room. There's sushi on certain days of the week. There's all sorts of different food in there. Food's delicious, great prices. And if you're staying in residence, all right. Okay. Good stuff. I think we're back now. Cool. So we're just walking by the campus shop, putting an asterisk beside this stop because this is going to move at some point in the future. Might be this year, might be next. But for the time being, this is one of my favorite spots on campus because this is where you can get awesome Lambton gear like the shirt I'm wearing or potentially the mask. They also have textbooks, of course. It's one of the most important things that they do there is get you hooked up with all of your textbook needs for your program. Their website. So if you're watching this right now, you're stoked about being a student, you want to get a sweater, t-shirt, whatever it might be, head to their campus shop website. I'll just Google it, to be honest, Lambton College Campus Shop. It's the first link that pops up. You can check out all their clothes, great prices, really high quality clothes. If I bring home another sweater, my wife will probably kill me. But that's because I love shopping there so much, and the clothes are really good for the price. They also have games and snacks and gifts and all sorts of different things. But textbooks, stationery, campus life needs, and of course, all the swag you can imagine. Okay, so we're gonna head down here, just have a quick look to show off where some of our apprenticeship and trades, or pre-apprenticeship, I should say, programs and trades programs take place. I don't think we'll be able to get into many of these lab spaces, but we'll at least show you where they are. Cool. Once again, any questions, let me know. Okay, so right down here, this is home to many of our pre-apprenticeship programs like millwright, mechanical technician, welding techniques. What else takes place down here? Those are the two biggest ones. Police Foundations has a space down here, but down this hallway is mostly millwright and welding. And of course, millwright being one of our top programs because it takes up by far the biggest footprint on campus because it's such a unique program when comparing to other programs across the province. So we have all sorts of different aspects of our millwright program built into this teaching space. Right behind me in this window, this is the maintenance area, and you can see some of the laser lining setups there. So that's a station where a student would learn how laser lining works. And it's a complicated process, but ultimately, when you're hooking up, like, let's say an electrical motor to a pump or a turbine, Progressive Auto Sales Arena, we're not even close to that. A pump or a turbine, that's okay. You want to make sure that those things are lined up perfectly, because when you get like a 1-ton motor spinning, I'm sure you can imagine if it's not lined up and calibrated properly, how much damage that could potentially do. Well, we learned the exact process of making sure that those two units are lined up perfectly. Each one of those kits is, I want to say, between 10 and 40,000. We have pumps and turbines inside that room there where students learn how to rebuild those units, as a millwright would learn how to install, maintain, repair, all those different aspects of that they might find inside of an industry space. One pump can be upwards of $300,000. We have multiple units of those. So it's a very unique program. And because of partners that we have in our local area and the connections that we made inside of our program, we're able to offer this 2-year diploma millwright program that by far gives you the biggest understanding of everything that is millwright in the entire province. So anyways, if somebody's in here is interested in millwright mechanical technician, I can guarantee you will not find a better school to take that program at as compared to Lambton. I've done the research. There is no other school that compares bottom line of the program or of the potential outcomes from the program is your ministry apprenticeship training, which is a huge aspect of our millwright mechanical technician program. We offer all 3 levels in Ontario. That once you graduate our millwright program, you will have all 3 levels of ministry approved apprenticeship training. Any other school in Ontario does not offer that. And that's a huge advantage for you as a student, because you will take that to your employer, your future employer, and say, you should hire me as an apprentice because I'm done my trade school. All of it's done. I have to work out the rest of my hours. That's it. They're going to want to hire you probably into a higher paying position than that of someone who doesn't have that kind of schooling under their belt, because they know they're never going to lose you. You get to working for them, making them money. That's what it's about. And they don't have to send you to trade school for 3 months, 3 times in a row, like they would any other apprentice that they just hired. So that's a very complicated thing to touch on very quickly. But the good news is, like I said, done the research. There is no other millwright program in the province that compares to ours. And if you want to learn more, just let me know. We can keep that conversation going. Okay, big long walk here. We're walking towards the other end of the school, the Center of Excellence in Energy and Bioindustrial Technology area, or our tech wing. Okay, I'm gonna walk. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully there's a few people left after that little hiatus there. That spot, that hallway right there that I just ran through is notorious for dropping signal. So I maybe should have given you a better warning beforehand. But anyways, we're back. Things are back up and running. This is our Center of Excellence in Energy and Bioindustrial Technologies, our tech wing. It's home to many of our technology programs and the lab spaces that go hand in hand with those programs, 2 of which I'm standing in front of at the moment. One of my favorites being this Robotics PLC lab. Lights are off at the moment, so we'll see if we can get some of those on for you. But if you want to get ahead of every article that you read that says robots are taking over industry and all that kind of stuff, we have multiple programs that will put you well into that industry and giving you the skills you need to work within the robotics industry and ultimately future-proof your career. One of those programs being our Instrumentation Control Engineering Technology Industrial Automation program. Huge long title, but the instrumentation trade is a very rewarding trade to get into. We have one of the best programs in the province with a similar story to that of millwright, where you get all 3 levels of your apprenticeship training built into our program. You get a huge co-op experience, and you get to learn how to operate, run, maintain units like these FANUC robots. These are made by FANUC Robotics. It's one of the largest robotics companies in the world. They produce robots for industry, like manufacturing facilities, like car manufacturing facilities as an example. And we need people to run, maintain, control these units. And that's what this program's all about. Each one of these robots is like $300,000 a piece. They do all sorts of different cool things. We can program them to play a guitar, make a mixed drink, sort something very, very quickly. And it's really cool to see them in action. And it's students like those that are in our instrumentation program that are learning how to do that. Our millwright students get to learn inside this lab too in the maintenance, installation, and repair of these units. Once again, future-proofing your career inside of our millwright program or instrumentation program, because you get to learn how those operate. And you even get a special certification in FANUC robots that you get to put on your resume if you take this. Okay, so there's a few classes going on down there. I don't want to disturb them. But we have our electronics lab down there, once again, for instrumentation, learning how to create different electrical components for controlling machinery, for example. We can build circuitry. Hopefully not lose connection here. Oh my goodness. So bad. Okay, we're okay. We're gonna go upstairs now. Might lose connection. Hopefully we won't. Normally I don't in this stair set, but we just may. I do want to mention though, while we're in this spot here, because this is a very important spot for what I'm about to say. We are Canada's #2 research college in the entire country and #1 in Ontario, something we're extremely proud about. Applied research is a very important aspect of post-secondary education in both universities and colleges. And for us to say that we are #1 in Ontario, beating out all 24 Ontario colleges who partake in applied research, and trust me, all 24 of those colleges have applied research at the top of their priority list, just like we do. And we beat every single one for last year. For 5 years in a row, we've been a top 3 school in Ontario. And we're also #2 in Canada, which is just a cherry on top. What that means for you as a student, though, is we hire students to conduct research on campus. At any given moment, there might be 20, 30 projects on the go where we're inventing products, inventing processes, refining products that need refinement, and changing the world to be a better place through innovation. And that's what research is all about. And we hire students to do that. #1 in Ontario, #2 in Canada, extremely proud. And for you as a student, that means that there's amazing opportunities here to put stuff on your resume that you're not going to get the chance to elsewhere, and potentially change the world by inventing something the world's never seen before. That's a very broad way to look at it. Projects that we're working on, you can go to lambtoncollege.ca, find our research tab, and then see all the active now. All right. Cool. Okay, so we're up on the main floor, floor #1 of the Center of Excellence. Oh my gosh, can't talk coming up those stairs. Center of Excellence in Energy and Bioindustrial Technologies. Once again, the tech wing. This is home to many of our technology programs like chemical production, power engineering technology, instrumentation, control engineering technology, industrial automation. Huge long titles, high paying positions is the goal though. And you have to know some pretty intricate processes that take place in lab spaces like our flow control lab behind me, or in our environmental water wastewater systems operations program, which is all about becoming a water operator or water distribution operator. You will. Oh, okay, we're losing connection left, right, and center right now. So I was talking about environmental water wastewater systems operations, huge long title, but that program is all about producing clean water for cities, for communities, becoming a water treatment operator, and implementing water treatment facilities that have environmentally friendly practices or chain of commands or whatever else you want to think about it, but they produce clean water in environmentally friendly ways. And right behind me, you can see kind of the little box there, and behind it some framework. That is a water treatment unit. That's the same thing that you're going to find that creates clean water that when you turn your tap on, you can drink it. There's not a lot of places in the world that you can do that. We take it for advantage, but that comes from programs like ours and from facilities like what we have on campus that produces clean water in real time. Really cool to see in action. If you want to become a water treatment operator, this is the program for you. There's tons of work there. Right behind me, we can't go in there. There's a class going on and I'm missing some PPE, but that is home to our boiler unit. And that boiler unit produces power for this wing of the school. So that's why it's a little noisy in this hall. You might have picked up on that. We're going to head back to somewhere a little bit less noisy. But that boiler unit is in operation, PSSA certified, and our students use that to learn how to produce power on a steam boiler unit that produces power for this wing of the school. And we utilize that in all sorts of different programs like chemical production, power engineering technology. We're able to offer the steam time reduction necessary for students' 4th class, 3rd class, 2nd class power engineering certificate right on campus, which is amazing for us. Okay, So I talked about research. Here's another one of those lab spaces. This is the Advanced Materials Testing Lab, I think it is. Way above my head, but some pretty cool stuff happens in there. That's where students might be testing different compounds or chemicals or products of some kind that may not have existed otherwise. Really cool. I love research. It's such a unique opportunity and such a neat thing that you can take part in as a student that can, in real life, change industries. Entire industries can change in this building. It's really cool to think about. Okay, right behind me here is what looks like a computer lab. However, each one of those computers runs a software that is very similar to that of what you would find running a plant like Nova Chemicals, Imperial Oil, Shell Canada. Process operators is a job title of people that work within those facilities that run those types of facilities. We have to run the chemical refinery. A process operator does that, and they learn to do that on those computers back there that run the same operating systems as some of the biggest plants in Canada or North America, most likely. Okay, so we're up on first floor. This is where you would come in. You would come in actually in that Center of Excellence in Energy and Bioindustrial Technologies, the tech wing, walking past the cafeteria, getting to the student services now. So here we have accessibility. This is a space with a team of people that are here for your success as a student. A common question I get is, hey, I had an IEP transfer over. This is where you can start that conversation. You can approach our accessibility center, let them know, hey, I had these accommodations in high school. They worked for me. What does that look like at college? And they'll have that conversation with you to see what kind of accommodations can be made for you to be as successful as you can. Accessibility is an extremely friendly group of people that are here for your success. When you're successful, you look good, we look good. It's a win-win. So if there's something we can do to help you learn the best way that you can learn, let us know in the Accessibility Center. You can start that conversation before you're a student, after you're a student, any point. All their services are free and they don't modify your credits. You still graduate with the same diploma. You just are more successful if you need something to make you more successful. Okay, walking past the registrar's office now. And I'm just gonna duck down this hallway a little bit because I don't like yelling right outside their door. Maybe we'll go past this one too. Just walking past the IT service desk. So those are two really important student services on campus here. The registrar's office, of course, is also the financial aid office at Lambton. A little unique, you don't see that at many schools. And you run student services on campuses, they're very focused on your ease of access. So at Lambton, we have what are called enrollment services professionals in the registrar's office and financial aid office. This is your one-stop shop for everything related to admissions, financial aid, OSAP, scholarships, bursaries, course changes, timetables, course registration. Everything that you would deal with in the registrar's office or the financial aid office is held by your enrollment services professional. And what you do is you email them. That person that says, hey, congratulations, you've been accepted to the Millwright program is the same person that's going to help you with financial aid. In that program, it's Phil Babby. Phil Babby's going to say, hey, congrats, you've been accepted. You're going to email Phil with help for OSAP. You're going to email Phil when there's a problem with your timetable. And that way you know who to talk to. You're not going to a desk and taking a number and talking to someone random. You are emailing the person that you might have a relationship with from talking to in the past. And when it comes to asking for help with OSAP, it's easier to ask for help when you know who you're talking to as compared to somebody that you've never met before. And that's something we've realized and built into our services like financial aid and registrar's office with the enrollment services professionals. The IT service desk is there for help as well. You have lots of login information and lots of resources. When you are at Lambton, you have WebAdvisor and D2L, My Lambton, just to name a few. If you ever have issues with those, maybe you can't access them or you lost your password, they can help you get back online, get things rolling. If you have a rented device, laptop, we're going to talk about that in a second. If you have a college rented device like a laptop or iPad, and you have an issue with that device, they can get you back up and running and fixed in no time. Speaking of which, yes, I can. Okay. Okay, little awkward silence there. Good stuff. So lost internet for a second there, but we're back. So right behind me, this is the Learning Commons. We're the Library Resource Center. few different names, but this is really the study hub for the school. There's tons of computers in there. They also rent out college devices like AV equipment, laptops, iPads. If you need to access any of those for free, maybe you need a laptop for your program, you don't have one, let them know. They can get you hooked up with that. Lots of study resources in there as well. Like I mentioned, tons of computers. When I was a student at Lambton, I didn't bring a computer to school once because there's so many on campus, like all the ones behind me in the Library Resource Center. They also have some textbooks too. So sometimes you can rent a textbook from them instead of buying it. Let's say you buddy up with a friend in your program and you and that friend decide, hey, we're going to split the cost of this textbook. And then that friend is sick one day and you can't get that textbook. They have it at home. Let the library know. They might be able to rent you one. The hitch with that is you can't take it out of the library. You have to use it inside there. But I mean, that's a great way to save some money on textbooks is by talking to the library first and making sure that they have the one that you're thinking about purchasing that maybe you don't need to. We also offer tutoring for our students. So free tutoring is one of the, one thing that Lambton offers that many colleges don't. I think we're the last in Ontario to have free tutoring. If you would like a tutor, you can get 10 hours per semester, sometimes more, sometimes less, which is great if you need some help, or if you're doing really well in your program and you want to make some money, you can become a tutor. Let the tutoring desk know. You can email them too. It's just tutoring@lambtoncollege.ca. So if you need some help in any of your coursework, I just helped a person get some help with their microeconomics course. They said that they were looking for, got them hooked up with tutoring, and now they have a free tutor. You know, that tutor is a student that has taken that course already. Now they're making money and putting it on their resume, which is awesome. Counseling is right behind me. This is also our wellness center. So counseling is here for personal counseling, academic counseling, all sorts of different aspects of everything that you might want to talk to a counselor for. It's also home to our wellness center. So we do have a nurse on duty 5 days a week, a doctor here once a week. You get a student health plan. They can help you navigate what that process looks like. If you need to talk to anybody about personal counseling, mental health, academic health, physical health, this is the place where you're going to make an appointment to do that. Real good. So just let them know what you need and you can get hooked up with the nurse or get hooked up with a counselor. Their services are all free. You know, maybe you have a dream of doing a certain job and you don't know how to get there. You're like, I really want to do this specific thing, but I don't know what program I need to take. I don't even know if I'm going to like that. These people can help you figure that out in a very efficient way. And a lot of their services are free. And then of course, when you're a student, mental health is important. So personal counseling is always available to you through our counseling center and wellness center. All right. So that is the bulk of the tour. Long one. We're just walking back behind the Library Resource Center. Fun fact, these cubicles you can rent out. Let them know if you would like one. They'll get you hooked up with a space. You can head in there. It's clean, it's sanitary. Now you have a private space to practice, you know, do your homework, practice a group presentation. I don't know, but you have your own space on campus through those rental spaces. Awesome, good stuff. Okay, that was a good tour. If you get questions, let me know. Otherwise, a little bit. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we have good enough internet here to say goodbye. Good stuff. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm available all the time through email at info@lambtoncollege.ca. That goes right to me. Otherwise, you can open up live chat on our website. Any one of our program web pages from 9 to 3 p.m. is monitored by somebody like myself. So just let us know what you need there. You can also text us, 1-844-LAMPTON. You can call us at that same number, email us, call us, text us, live chat. Any way you feel comfortable, let us know how we can help. That's what we're here to do. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. Open house is coming up November 20th, 27th, somewhere in there. Should be on our website. I'll get that date ready for the next live tour so I have it in hand ready to go. But apart from that, thank you guys so much for hanging out. If there's any other questions, I'll give you guys maybe a minute or so here to let me know. But if not, we'll say goodbye. And thank you so much for hanging out with me for a couple hours as we toured our main campus building here in Sarnia. All right, good stuff. Okay, so we're gonna wrap things up. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you at open house and potentially next September when our programs start back up again. Maybe January, you're looking January start program. But if not, anything you need in the meantime, let me know. That's what we're here for. And you guys have a great day. See ya.